Home for CBS is WZMQ 19.
WZMQ 19 News, weeknights at 6 and 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mitchell Reif. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Escanabas Municipal Marina is considering a new development aiming to bring in more business near the water. And later, hear from Dickinson County as downtown Iron Mountain anticipates quite the turnout for its 9th annual Oktoberfest. And we're live in Washington with more details about finalizing the government's spending bills, as Congress has until midnight on September 30th to finalize. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
In your first warning weather forecast, Ariane, we've seen some cloudy coverage outside throughout the week, but are we expecting any rainy weather to be heading our way?
Oh man, we could have a little bit of drizzle here and there this evening into tomorrow as well. And as Mitchell mentioned, we've got some clouds to contend with as well. We'll expect sunnier skies probably on Friday, as those temperatures will be also on the rise, expecting above normal temperatures this weekend, maybe even into early next week. Mostly though, for the rest of our week, we'll be in that 60-degree range, 65 to about 75. Today we saw, oh, look at that, a high of about 65 degrees. Your school day outlook and full forecast after the break.
And around the UP, administrators of Escanabas Municipal Marina are considering a new development to bring in more business. The Harbor Advisory Committee held a meeting to gauge the public's interest in establishing a restaurant and bar at the marina. The harbor master says while there are people on both sides, the majority are in favor of the idea. He says the goal would be to bring in more boat traffic and to boost local business.
I think to get more boaters this far north would be a good thing for the harbor. We think it would bring more people all the way down Main Street and draw more people to the downtown area. And thinking about the future of the harbor, anything that can bring in more revenue is worth looking at.
The committee plans to bring the proposal before the city officials, and if they determine a restaurant and bar would be feasible, the committee will hold more public meetings and look into more potential developers. In Dickinson County, downtown Iron Mountain is anticipating a large turnout for its 9th annual Oktoberfest this weekend. This year, the kids area is being provided free to the community and lasts until 5 p.m. Organizers say last year there were so many participants in the Stein holding competition, the activity lasted for over half an hour. They're also bringing back a fun free game called Hammerschlagen, where participants compete to drive nails into a wooden beam, and the DDA event coordinator says she has the crown tucked away for the new Miss Oktoberfest.
Our first half is Miss Oktoberfest, so they will get judged on their attire. They'll try Oktoberfest beers, and then they also will be trying to say words in German, and whoever does the best is crowned Miss Oktoberfest.
Tickets are $10 at the gate, and the festival runs from noon to 10 p.m. Central on Saturday. And in Washington, Congress has until midnight on September 30th to finalize spending bills. But so far, they are still not agreeing on these bills, which threatens a government shutdown. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp has been covering this on Capitol Hill. Rachel, what's the latest on these developments?
Good evening, Mitchell. So while we've been keeping an eye on the House, because that's where Speaker Kevin McCarthy has had a really tough time trying to get members in his own party to agree on these spending bills, the Senate is now saying, hey, we're going to try to move forward with some legislation to avert a shutdown. Now, Senate Republicans and Democrats have put together a stopgap bill to fund the government through mid-November. It's not the final solution. It's just something to keep the government up and running so members have more time to finalize a budget. This proposal will continue to provide about $6 billion for Ukraine and an additional $6 billion for disaster relief as places throughout the U.S. are experiencing wildfires and flooding. We expect this proposal to get a lot of opposition in the House, mostly because it includes aid for Ukraine, which many Republicans are against. It also keeps spending at current levels, which some far-right House Republicans want to cut even further. But McCarthy says this short-term solution doesn't have enough support in the House. The Speaker told reporters a government shutdown could further complicate the border crisis and warning his own members that a shutdown could impact the border.
I talked to my conference today. I think to get the next 5, we're going to need more time. So we will pass a continuing resolution, bring that rule up hopefully on Friday, that would keep government open, but at the same time deal with the border.
Now, some of these House Republicans are looking to incorporate border policy initiatives in these spending bills, and so that's why the Speaker is mentioning this. And he's also really kind of starting to point the finger at the Biden administration, saying that, you know, a lot of issues right now with domestic policies and international issues are just causing a lot of frustration. But Mitchell, remember, Congress, they have the power of the purse. They are the ones that are supposed to move forward with these spending bills, not the executive. Mitchell, back to you.
Thank you, Rachel. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after the break. Plus, that's what Carl says. Carl's in the studio joining us tonight with a look at a pioneer coined the snowshoe priest. And later this year marks 250 years since the Boston Tea Party. We're taking a closer look at some of the history behind American independence. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Dan Perkins Construction.
When you put on a product this nice, you want to sing it from the rooftops. You know my roof's good looking, will last the rest of your life. Each day I go to work thinking, you know, we're doing this right. Buy a roof for me and I think you'll see you'll be happy as a gherkin. 'Cause we do it right and we're really polite. Take it from me, Dan Perkins. You try rhyming something with Perkins.
Buckle's Party Store. It's where the party starts in Calumet with an awesome beer selection featuring domestic, foreign, and craft brew beer, a great selection of wine, just about any kind of liquor you want, and a great range of tobacco products. Buckle's Party Store in Calumet. It's where the party starts for everyone.
I was made for this.
This is my dream since I was 11.
I got a smile on my face, but then the dagger behind my back.
Everybody here has a story. In the end, only one will claim the $1 million prize.
Let's go!
Survivor premieres tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Superior Collision is seeking a certified auto body technician for full-time employment. Qualified candidates can call or apply in person, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
I'm Lily Simmons. Watch my reports from Escanaba and Delta County only on WZMQ 19 News.
Perry Mason is the perfect entertainment for day and night. During the day, it's a great juicy courtroom drama.
You killed Polly first to get rid of her.
And at night, it's a perfect spooky murder mystery. It's Perry Mason.
Weekdays at 9 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. on MeTV 19.1. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasic.
Yes, we can expect a little bit of drizzle here and there this evening, even into tomorrow. I'll show you with Futurecast in just a moment. This evening, we'll expect those clouds to kind of fill in any clear areas. And then tomorrow, we can expect a little bit of fog and those clouds eventually clearing out for mostly sunny skies for most of us. In the evening, we'll expect mostly to all clear conditions, and those temperatures still fairly fally, right? Chill. Most of our winds primarily coming out of the east. We'll see the switch directions on Friday, and that's when we're going to see these temperatures kind of increase. So here's a look at 1 o'clock on Thursday, still mostly coming out of the east and southeast. And then Friday around 9 a.m., that's when we can expect that change of direction definitely for the rest of our Friday into the weekend. All right, temps right now in that 60-degree range. We'll stick with that for a little bit longer before we see things drop down into the 50s, about 53 here in Marquette, and a little warmer, of course, down there in Menominee and Escanaba, 59, 58 degrees. And of course, with those winds changing direction, we've got temperatures climbing up. We can expect a little bit of humidity between Friday and Saturday, and then even more so on Sunday. These warmer temperatures could even continue into early next week. Let's take a look at our precipitation party when we can maybe expect a polka dot or two across the UP. Most of it hanging down south in the Mitten and, of course, over there in Wisconsin. As we zoom in here, current conditions Like I said, a little bit of drizzle, some mist, but we're not seeing a whole lot of precipitation. Around 6 o'clock, yes, we could see some down there in Menominee County and along that Wisconsin border if we do have anything accumulating, as you saw there overnight into Thursday morning. Maybe some scattered showers there in Iron County, but other than that, we're expecting really good conditions later on in the afternoon into our evening, and then around 3 p.m. we'll expect those clouds possibly to clear out for the rest of our night. And then Friday morning we'll start with some clouds, especially in the south central portion of the UP, clearing out just a little bit before they return for the evening on our Friday night. Take a look here as we've got all kinds of partly cloudy to mostly cloudy conditions that night. Iron Mountain this evening, we'll expect partly sunny skies to eventually turn into, or I'm sorry, not this evening, tomorrow. Partly sunny skies in the morning, about 55 at 8 a.m., and then we'll get to about 66 midday as those clouds will eventually clear out. Thursday across the UP, most of us in that 60-degree range around noon, and like I said, gradual sunshine on the way. Let's take a look now at our 7-day for Marquette. Warming up on Friday, that strut your mutt actually happening in Negaunee. We could see some rain showers in the morning. Hopefully things will clear on out. And then of course those temperatures rising on up. I've got your 7-day Escanaba outlook in about 15.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Coming up still tonight is our Insights. We're learning more details about the Northern Michigan University campus experience and some volunteering opportunities for the Wildcats. That conversation is right up after this.
Celebrate 110 years with savings at Kirkish Furniture's anniversary sale. GE Electric Smooth Top Range, anniversary price $649. Receive a free garbage disposal with any dishwasher purchase. Sale price is good for 10 days only, September 20th through the 30th. Hurry, limited quantities.
Someday your son's going to test you. It's going to force you to make a decision.
A man must stand with his people. Now we are not your people.
There is nothing you could do I won't forgive you for.
Yeah, there is.
Yellowstone, Sunday after 60 Minutes on CBS.
Brought to you locally by Erickson Jewelers.
Why did you want to share your story?
Water up this high? How would you describe the heart of the people from Lahaina?
So strong. I'm a very curious person. I wake up every morning asking what's happening in the world, why is this happening, and how do we answer that question on the CBS Evening News?
Help. When you fall and can't get help, you will lie on the floor for hours or days in constant, terrible anguish, which often results in a tragic outcome. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
With any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, whether at home,
I've fallen and I can't get up.
in the bathroom,
I've fallen in the shower.
or on the go.
Help! I'm in the park and I can't get up.
And batteries never need charging. Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-998-6449. That's 1-800-998-6449. Call now, 1-800-998-6449.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
Welcome to our 19 News Insights. Tonight, we're learning more details about the experience on Northern Michigan University's campus and what makes being a Wildcat so special. Joining us tonight is Jeff Corpy, NMU's Associate VP for the Northern Michigan Experience. Jeff, thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about that title. What does that mean for maybe a Wildcat watching?
Sure. It's a really new thing for NMU. It's a really new thing, I think, in higher ed. It's how can we pay attention to building a sense of belonging among students, not just while students are on campus, but through the admissions process as well. So what we're going to work to do is work to connect students while they're in the application and admission process to Northern, and once they're on campus, whether they're living in housing, whether they're commuter students, it's working to build community and work to connect students while they're there with us. There's some other things thrown in. How do we connect students to athletics? How do we connect students to nature and parts of the Marquette County community? It's really taking a full scope look at student experience and how we can how we can enhance that for our students.
Totally. You take connection from just the campus. How about connection to the community? I mean, you have Student Service Project coming up tomorrow. Maybe talk a little bit about what that is.
Yeah, that's a big deal. It's a big week for NMU. It's our investiture week. So Dr. Brock Tessman, our new president, is getting in his investiture ceremony takes place on Friday. And as a part of that, we wanted to have a community service project. So tomorrow at the Children's Museum, we're going to be there from 9 to 5. We invite the community to come out. We're going to be helping to just polish and gussy up different facets of the museum, and part of that is rebuilding the theater, which exists inside of their museum, and just putting some paint and some NMU touch on that facility. And so we'd love the community to come out. We'll have refreshments and food throughout the day, and it's a really neat way for our campus to give back to a part of our community that's really special here in Marquette.
That's awesome. As a faculty for the Wildcats, maybe what does faculty kind of think about that word, the student experience, or that phrase, the student experience?
Yeah. Well, it's all one big community, and so when I think of my experience at Northern, some 25 years ago, my connection wasn't just to the activities that existed. It is a connection to the faculty, and so we, my particular pillar wants to work to engage faculty on all sorts of things. One being, working to connect our faculty to summer opportunities for students, whether they're current students or whether they're incoming students. How do we connect parts of the classroom, give students some classroom experience prior to them officially starting that first day. So looking at summer activities there, and then looking at how do we look at this great time of the year to be on campus and create some academic opportunities to connect our students to. And so we'll be engaging faculty in that way. And I think certainly there's the in-classroom part of the institution, and how do we build community outside of that as well is going to be a major focus for our pillar.
Totally. Happening this Saturday, the fun run with Dr. Tessman. What is that? Yeah,
Dr. Tessman's a big trail runner, and so part of this was just having some fun. And so how do we, we wanted to create an event that allowed him to exercise and show off this talent that he has, and it's we're really trying to promote health and well-being on campus, and it's a way for us to do that. So community is welcome to come out. If you want to register at 9 o'clock, everybody gets a T-shirt. We'd love to see the community come out, and we'll be doing a 5K and a 1 mile walk on campus. So no reason to do the 5K if that's something folks don't want to do. We have a beautiful 1 mile course set out through campus that day as well. We'll have refreshments and food and things like that. And so we'd love the community to help come out and celebrate and join Brock in one of his favorite activities.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
If students maybe watching at home want to take more advantage of volunteering around campus, around the community, where can people find some more information?
Our Center for Student Enrichment is a great place to start. We have Make a Difference Day coming up next month. We have volunteer opportunities happening, weekly on campus. And so Center for Student Enrichment, they're located in the Northern Center. Rachel Harris heads up that department, and would love to have more students engaged in giving back, whether that be on campus or somewhere in the Marquette County community, and we certainly want to promote that.
That's awesome. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Coming up after the break, Carl is in the studio for That's What Carl Says. He's looking at a pioneer coined the Snowshoe Priest. And later, hear more about the American soldier that was held in North Korean custody since July. But first, here's your Upers United volunteer opportunity of the day. Through Our Eyes is a program where the residents at the Great Lakes Recovery Center Adolescent Services Center are mentored by local photographers. The residents are able to explore self-expression through photography and photo editing. The program runs on the third Thursday of each month at 1 p.m. And to sign up to be a volunteer or check out other opportunities, just head to upersunited.com.
We've got a lot of news coming up. The people behind Las Vegas Magic possibly going on strike, the trouble for 3 major casino companies in Vegas, and the demands from hospitality workers. That and more news tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
John Donna has big reboot, and it's still John Donna, which means clean cars and great service. Come see for yourself. John Donna Marquette.
There's something that we have never done before.
Here we go. Let's get into it.
go!
Oh my God!
I don't know if I've ever seen this much energy.
There's nothing like the feeling you get being outdoors. The UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo has everything you need to be ready. The expo returns to the UP State Fairgrounds Ruth Butler Building. Inside, discover great sponsors with everything from bait to rods and reels. Mark it down now on your calendar, November 3rd through the 5th at the UP State Fairgrounds. The UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo, brought to you by the Daily Press and WZMQ 19 News.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
D-E-P-R.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
At John's Auto, we love our new location. Is that right? Because it lets us serve you better. What did I say?
I think so.
It's time for That's What Carl Says. Carl's with us tonight looking at the remarkable life of Frederick Baraga, the snowshoe priest.
Thanks, Mitch. Bishop Baraga is famous for his remarkable faith, determination, and endurance.
Frederick Baraga was born in Slovenia in 1797. He entered the seminary and was ordained a priest in 1823. After serving as a parish priest around his native country, he left for America with the goal of ministering to the native tribes of North America. He served in the Lake Superior region for over 3 decades. His journeys around the region became legend. The German travel writer Johann George Cole came to the U.S. and traveled briefly with the snowshoe priest. He wrote, "Baraga is made of iron. Nothing holds him back, and he lives even in places where an Indian would die of starvation." In January 1851, Baraga set out in a snowstorm on a 30-mile hike to a western UP mining settlement. Normally, the trudge would take 10 to 12 hours, but after struggling through deep drifts all day, by nightfall he realized he was only halfway. Baraga later wrote, "There was no other choice but to go on or freeze." He struggled through the night, barely making a mile an hour, finally reaching his destination after a 24-hour walk. On another occasion, he convinced a voyager to take him 70 miles across Lake Superior from Wisconsin to Minnesota in only a canoe. A strong wind pushed them along quickly, and after an all-night voyage, they reached the rocky Minnesota shoreline in the early morning. Waves were crashing against the rocks, and the voyager said there was no way to land safely. Baraga urged them on, and miraculously, they landed safely near present-day Schroeder, Minnesota. The old priest, now a bishop, reflected later in life, "Now I feel the results of my former mission hardships and physical exertions. I was told long ago that I would feel it in my old age, but at that time I did not believe it. Now I believe it because I feel it." Baraga passed away peacefully in Marquette at the age of 71 in 1868.
Wow. Pioneer life was definitely not easy in the UP.
That's for sure. We owe a debt of gratitude to Baraga, Peter White, Robert Graverette, all the pioneers here, because of what they did, we have a chance to live in this beautiful spot. I wouldn't trade it for anywhere else in the country, me personally at least.
That's amazing. Carl, thank you so much.
Sure.
And this year marks 250 years since the Boston Tea Party, an event many see as a catalyst for American independence from the British Empire. The anniversary isn't until December, but today in London, a key part of that story was remembered. Riley Carlson has the report.
250 years ago, ships in London loaded with tea set sail for Boston. Today, it's actors carrying tea crates branded by the East India Company to mark the start of the voyage.
If the Boston Tea Party didn't happen, I would be British today, and so would everyone else in America.
When the tea arrived in Boston in December of 1773, it was dumped into the harbor in protest. The British government was taxing the colonies without giving them representation in Parliament.
It really was the shopkeepers and tradesmen who were standing up and saying no to further British tyranny.
One of those merchants was William Breck, Jonathan Lane's distant grandfather.
Do you think they could have ever imagined the series of events that they kicked off?
The idea of independence wasn't even really discussed for another 3 years.
We would rather drown the tea than pay an unjust tax.
Commemorations like this one take place every year in Boston, but this year's will be even bigger.
Its meaning and its story still resonates today all around the world about underrepresented voices wanting the same fair shot at as everybody else.
The East India Company is even joining in, donating 250 pounds of tea.
It was our tea that was dumped into Boston Harbor, so as the starting point, it's a great event for us to be part of and to commemorate.
A landmark celebration, 250 years in the making.
The American soldier who had been in North Korean custody since July is heading back to the U.S. Bradley Blackburn has the story from New York.
American soldier Travis King was handed over to U.S. authorities Wednesday at the China-North Korea border.
We've been working on this for some time.
State Department officials are thanking the governments of Sweden and China for their help. There's no word on why North Korea suddenly released King.
And I don't know that I would take from this that it heralds some breakthrough in diplomatic relations.
Earlier Wednesday, North Korea abruptly said it was planning to expel the 23-year-old Army private who dashed across the border between North and South Korea in July while on a tour of the demilitarized zone. North Korea's state news agency says King confessed to illegally entering the country and that he maintained he had faced racial discrimination and inhumane treatment in the Army. The Wisconsin native was convicted of assault and had just been released from a military jail in South Korea and was supposed to be heading back to the U.S. to face more disciplinary charges. But instead of departing, he hopped on a tour bus for the DMZ. With help from Sweden, the U.S. made it clear they wanted the soldier released.
We did not give them anything. We made no concessions as a part of securing his return.
U.S. officials said King appeared to be in good health and good spirits.
Ariane has one final look at your weather forecast right after this.
Bucko's Party Store is where the party starts. They're your party store and more in Calumet. Great deals on all your favorite drinks and snacks. Keep warm and in style with exclusive Keweenaw alpaca gear and Bucko's wear. Craft beers and top shelf drinks for whatever your taste. Many lucky winners have won big bucks at Bucko's. Don't forget your ORV, hunting and fishing license, and the best bait.
Save your bucks at Bucko's.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets, sleepwear, dog beds.
Whoa, Charles. Everyone now can get MyPillow products at huge discounts at MyPillow.com. That's right. Now's the time to go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our 3-in-1 sale. We're bringing you exciting new products, overstock specials, and closeout deals you won't find anywhere else. For example, when you buy one of my brand new MyPillow 2.0s, you get another one absolutely free. And with our overstock sale, you get our luxurious Giza Dream bed sheets for as low as $29.99. They truly are the best sheets ever. And with the biggest closeout special, we're clearing out our all-season My Slippers for only $25 and our sandals for just $19.50. Quantities are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Greasy pizza boxes.
Ugh, glass bottles not emptied.
Yogurt containers with... Ew!
Cat food still in the can is bad.
But oh, so good.
Hey, what are you doing?
Relax, Mom. We're here to help.
Oh, this stuff could ruin the entire recycling load.
Wow, I had no idea.
We'll show you the ropes.
Whether you recycle curbside or at a drop-off site, learn the rules of recycling at recyclingraccoons.org.
Current temperatures in that low 60-degree range. We'll see these drop down into the 50s this evening. And then looking ahead to Friday, we've got homecoming in Escanaba. Marquette is going there to play the football game. During the parade, it'll be about 66 degrees, mostly sunny skies. And then later on, when the players take the field at about 7 o'clock, we'll expect temperatures still fairly warm, mostly sunny skies before some clouds move in for the night. Your 7-day for Escanaba, nice sunshine this weekend.
Finally tonight, it is a plastic ice cream. Actually, a designer based in London has created the world's first ice cream made entirely from plastic. The flavoring in the frozen treat comes from combining the same kind of plastic used in plastic bottles with bacteria and enzymes to digest the plastic and transforms into what is a vanilla flavor. We'll have more on that tonight at 11:10 Central, and that's the next time you'll see us.